I work in a restaurant in a city away from my hometown. Today, I am reaching the town after a gap of 3 months, and excited to see my father, who is the only one left in my family, after all the others died in an earthquake. Entering a small house, rapidly ascended 4 flights of a dark staircase, holding the baluster with one hand, while with the other I repressed the beatings of my heart, and paused before a half-open door, from which I could see the whole of a small room. This room was occupied by my father. The news of my arrival had not yet reached him. He was sitting on a chair, and his hands were trembling, when he tried opening the half-open door. "Father, dear father! What ails you, my dearest father? Are you ill?" I inquired by looking at his shaking body. "No, no, my dear Edmund, my boy, my son. No, but I did not expect you, and joy, the surprise of seeing you so suddenly, I feel as if I were going to die. Come, come, cheer up, my dear father. This is really me. They say joy never hurts, and so I came to you without any warning. Come now, do smile, instead of looking at me so solemnly. Here I am back again, and we are going to be happy." "Yes, yes, my boy, so we will, he replied, "but how shall we be happy? Shall you never leave me again? Come, tell me all the good fortune that has befallen you." "The owner of the restaurant made me the head chef. Now I am promoted. And now I will have a good pay. So, all our worries will leave us. I didn't hope it, but unfortunately the previous head chef is dead in an accident, and I had the confidence of the owner." "Owner, you mean Mr. Sean?" "Yes. Mr. Sean promoted me. Mr. Sean is the owner of the restaurant where I work, and we have one thing in common. Both of us have the same hometown, and he also came today but in his private vehicle. It is very fortunate, Edmund. Well, then with the first money I touch, I mean you to have a small house, with a garden in which to plant sunflower, jasmine, and rose." "But what ails you, father? Are you not well?" "This is nothing, nothing, it will soon pass away." As he said so his strength failed him, and he fell backwards. "Come, come, a glass of coconut water will revive you. Where do you keep the coconut water?" "No, no, thanks. You need not look for it, I do not want it. It's too hot, so you must drink something that gives you instant energy. Tell me where it is." And I opened 2 or 3 cupboards. "It is no use, there is no coconut water." "What, no coconut water? Have you wanted money, father?" "I want nothing now that I have you. Yet I gave you $200, when I left 3 months ago." "Yes, yes, Edmund, that is true, but you forgot, at that time, a little debt to our neighbor Jack. He reminded me of it, telling me if I did not pay for you, it would be paid by Mr. Sean, and so, you see, lest he might do you an injury." "And you paid him out of the $200 I left you? So that you have lived for 3 months on $60. Father said, "You know how little I require." I cried and fell to my knees before my father. "What are you doing? You have wounded me to the heart, father." "Never mind it, my son, for I see you once more, and now it's all over, everything is all right again. Yes, here I am, with a promising future and a little money. Here, father, here. Take it and send for something immediately." I emptied my pockets on the table. "Whom does this belong to?" he inquired. "To me, to you, to us. Take it, buy some provisions, be happy, and tomorrow we shall have more. I will use your purse moderately. If they saw me buying too many things at a time, they would say that I had been obliged to wait for your return, in order to be able to purchase anything. Do as you please, but, first of all, pray have a servant, father. I also have some coffee in a small chest, that I forgot at the bus station. I will bring it tomorrow. Suddenly, somebody comes. Jack is coming, Edmund. I think he has heard of your arrival, and no doubt comes to congratulate you on your fortunate return. I murmured, lips that say one thing, while the heart thinks another. But, never mind, he is a neighbor who has done us a service on a time, so he's welcome. As I paused, the black and bearded head of Jack appeared at the door. He held a piece of cloth, which, being a tailor, he was about to make into a coat lining. Jack said, "What, is it you, Edmund, back again?" "Yes, as you see, Jack, and ready to be agreeable to you in any and every way." Thanks, but fortunately, I do not want for anything, and it chances that at times there are others who have need of me. I do not allude to you, my boy. I lent you money, and you returned it. That's like good neighbors, and we are quits. We never become quits with those who oblige us, for when we do not owe them money, we owe them gratitude. What's the use of mentioning that? What is done is done. Let us talk of your happy return, my boy. My father interrupted and said, "Worthy Jack, he is so much attached to us." "Yes, to be sure I am. I love and esteem you, because honest folks are so rare. But it seems you have come back rich, my boy," continued the tailor, looking askance at the handful of coins which I had thrown on the table. I remarked the greedy glance, which shone in the dark eyes of my neighbor. "This money is not mine. I was expressing to my father my fears, that he had wanted many things in my absence, and to convince him I emptied my purse on the table. Come, father. Put this money in your box, unless Jack wants anything, and in that case, it is at his service. I have to give this back to my friend after a month, so till then we can use it. I will arrange at that time." My father gave me a serious look, because he knew I was lying, but didn't say a word in front of Jack. Then Jack said, "No, my boy, no. I am not in any want, thank God, my living is suited to my means. Keep your money, keep it. I say one never has too much, but, at the same time, my boy, I am as much grateful by your offer as if I took advantage of it." I told him, it was offered with goodwill. "No doubt, my boy, no doubt. Well, you stand well with Mr. Shawn, I hear." "How do you know that, Jack?" "He is a friend of one of my friends, and my friend told me about you and Mr. Shawn." I replied, "Mr. Shawn has always been exceedingly kind to me." "Then you were wrong to refuse to go with him." My father again interrupted and said, "What, did you refuse to go with him, and did he invite you to go, and where?" He was astonishing at the excessive honor paid to his son. "Yes, my dear father. And why did you refuse, my son?" "That I might the sooner see you again, my dear father. I was most anxious to see you." "But it must have vexed Mr. Shawn," said Jack. "Especially when you are looking forward to be promoted again and again. It was wrong to annoy the owner." But I explained to him the cause of my refusal, and I hope he fully understood it. "Yes, but to be promoted again and again, one must do a little flattery to his boss. I hope to be promoted without that." "That's my boy," my father added. When Jack found that me and my father are on the same page, he wanted to escape and said, "Well, it seems like you both are taking me wrong. I am saying what I see." I said, "It's not like we're taking you wrong. But this is what we learned from our ancestors. My grandfather was a waiter, and due to his honesty, he became the manager. So, you see, honesty is always the best policy. I agree with you, Edmund, but nowadays honesty is the worst policy. People take advantage of people who are honest. I understand that, Jack. But everyone is not the same, and I believe in Mr. Sean. My dear Edmund, you're so nice and innocent young boy. You don't understand the politics one play inside his mind. Mr. Sean cannot do any favor for free, he must be needing something from you. Well, thanks, Jack. I don't want to talk about this topic now. Father, if you don't have anything, I am going to meet Mr. Sean. He also reached the city today. You just came and again you are going to meet Mr. Sean. Yes, Father. I have to discuss some important things about the restaurant with him. Actually, by Jack's words I started doubting Mr. Sean, because Jack knows Mr. Sean's friend. Maybe he promoted me this time to take some kind of advantage of me. I am feeling suspicious about Mr. Sean, but I also don't trust Jack. So, I went and meet Mr. Sean. Hello, Mr. Sean. How are you? Hi, Edmund. I just left you an hour ago. What happened? Why are you here? We were supposed to meet tomorrow. I had to make some arrangements. I am sorry, Mr. Sean. I came to discuss something important. I haven't discussed it with anyone yet, not even with my father. Yeah, tell me. Mr. Sean replied. Mr. Sean, I have been promoted in a lot thanks to you. I may not discuss this with you, but I don't admire anyone else for this. You are my boss, but I consider you my mentor as well. I am feeling anxious due to my promotion, whether I will be able to do my duties or not. Please guide me in the right direction. Oh, Edmund. You're like my son. Don't worry about that. You can do everything well enough. I have seen your capabilities and I have full confidence in you. Thanks, Mr. Sean, but how can I stop feeling anxious? Do you remember the customer who was shouting, and you handled him perfectly? Yes, Mr. Sean, but that time I felt he was too wrong, and I sensed it since he entered the restaurant. That's what you need to do now. Now you're being promoted to head chef, that means you have to take care of everything you see in our restaurant, whether good or bad. Now listen to my billion-dollar advice. To avoid anxiousness you feel, remember the goodness you have. Wow. It sounds great. But seems hard to follow, because I am no good. If you feel you do no good, then think about the times you have been treated by others in a way that made you feel good. This will help you a lot. Just try my advice, and you will forget about anxiety. Thanks, Mr. Sean. Thanks a lot. This is the reason I came to you. You made me feel positive. Now I should go. Wait, Edmund. I have a surprise for you. What surprise, sir? You already promoted me, and that is the biggest surprise I got in my life till this date. You know I have a daughter. Yes, I know. In my mind, I was thinking how arrogant she is. She thinks that she is rich so she can do anything she wants. I am thinking about marrying her. That's great. Yes, you should, Mr. Sean. She is old enough. She will get anyone good looking and rich. Yes, but she likes someone. She says that she will marry only him, otherwise, she will not marry her whole life. Okay, then it is good. You don't have to search for the boy. Do you need any help from my side? I am always open to help you, Mr. Sean. Edmund, you are not understanding. Let me say this directly. My daughter likes you. What? What? But I never thought it like that. She is just like my friend, nothing more. Then think about it. You know I am rich, and if you marry my daughter, you will be rich too. I will promote you again from head chef to executive chef. But Mr. Sean, I want to marry the girl I like, and to be honest I don't see your daughter that way. Then start looking at her that way. Don't make it difficult. You are not married, and you will marry someone in the future. Why not my daughter? I am really sorry Mr. Sean, but it is not possible for me. I have a huge respect for her, but spending my whole life with her will be challenging for me. I won't be able to make her happy. Please try to understand. I am understanding everything. You are going to marry my daughter, else you lost your job. Now it's up to you. If you want money then you will do as I say. Now I understand why you promoted me Mr. Sean. You could have discussed it with me earlier. I never said that I like your daughter. How can you let your daughter marry the person who doesn't like her? Listen to me carefully, I don't like your daughter, because she is arrogant. You already know your daughter, and I am saying this on your face. I don't need your job. I will do something in my life, but not at the cost of respect. You're making a mistake, boy, and you still have a chance to correct it. Just do as I say, and I will forget everything you said here. Thank you, Mr. Sean. Goodbye.